Hi everybody. Um, so I just went ahead and called today off and put it online. I didn't want to wait till the last minute. I didn't know what it's going to do in the morning. I just know it's supposed to be bad. So let's just do it this way. So for today, we have our reading. We were supposed to read Understanding Rhetoric, pages 261 and 287 in our new book. I know a few haven't been able to get their hands on it yet, so I went ahead and under homework reading, sorry guys, my dog. If you look here in the canvas under homework readings, January 31st and February 2nd, for today's reading Understanding Rhetoric, I put a PDF so you guys can access this, okay? If you don't have the book, here's your readings. So this chapter in our book, Understanding Rhetoric, is a small sample of what the book is like. I was tired of the same old boring books, so I went with something a little different, and I find it easy to read. So this chapter, page 261 through 287, covers revision, which is what we are working on for our literacy narratives. The chapter makes me, it really does make me laugh. Comparing small errors to nose picking and letting you know it is distracting to your reader is a good way to bring it to light, I guess. But what I am really concerned with is the big picture, the content in your writing. When I ask some of you to revise and connect reading to writing, that is a big picture concept. A lot of you wrote about reading and writing. The literacy narrative is about your writing experience, and while reading can influence your writing, you need to connect that for me. So I don't care that you're talking about reading. I definitely think they are for sure connected together, but you need to give me those details that put it together, right? So your whole literacy narrative needs to be connected to your writing experience. If you tell me a big long story and then say, that is why I feel the way I do about writing, then that's okay, right? But I have to have the details to connect to reading and writing. The reading for today also talks about thinking about your writing through someone else's eyes. If you are reading your paper out loud and you have to slow down because the flow of the sentence makes you slow down, then your reader will likely do the same and be confused. So those are the parts you want to revise. You can always have a friend or the Writing Center review your paper. The Writing Center always offers several different options for revision, like our reading suggested. And I really like that on page 278, when the authors start advising you to think about the identity you want to project through your writing, how can you share who you really are through your writing? Writing is revising a lot, but your writing represents you, and I want to hear your voice in it. So being a good writer isn't about being perfect, but you want it to represent you well. So like for me, as an example, I am a perfectionist. I have OCD. So when I write, and because I love to write, which is a factor too, I want it to be perfect. I want it to represent what I have in my brain very well. So I will reread it, I will read it out loud, I will give it to a friend, I will take it to the Writing Center, and I will have everything possible done to my paper before I turned it in so that I know I caught those mistakes, or that there's no grammatical errors in it, or that there's no places where you have to slow down when you're reading because it flows really well, and that it all makes perfect sense and it's organized really well. And but that's just me. Not everybody has to be like that. I'm just giving you an example that that's how I want my writing represented when I write. Not everybody's like that, and that's okay. Just because I'm that way doesn't mean I'm going to be like, oh, well, this person has like 10 grammatical errors, so I'm going to give them a D. No, that's not how I am, not at all. So don't worry. Like I said, my big thing is content. I want to look at the big picture. I want to make sure that what you are talking about, you understand and you're grasping those concepts. especially when we get into the next paper where we're talking about ethos, logos, and pathos. I want to make sure that you know how to analyze those articles that we're going to be reading, because that's going to carry you on and help you be successful in your academic career. So I want to help you reach those goals that you all want to reach, become better writers, right? So always read your paper and make sure it represents you the way you want it to. And last but not least, in our reading this week, make sure you use the Writing Center for this semester, okay? So that pretty much covers our reading. For today, what we are going to do is revision practice. So this is a discussion in Canvas. Let's go back. As you can see, this is our reading, right? I clicked on it and was able to get to it through Canvas. So then here's Canvas. So here's revision practice. I haven't made it public yet, but it will be. And if you just click on that, it takes you to this. So, excuse me. Choose one paragraph from your own writing or from something you're reading and take inventory of the contents. Are the sentences mostly long or short? Are there more simple, compound, or complex sentences in the paragraph? Then rewrite the paragraph a few different ways. Combine sentences so that all the sentences are long. How does that change the experience of reading the paragraph? Is it more or less accessible to the reader? Does it change the tone of the piece? Next, rewrite the paragraph using only short and simple sentences. What effect does that change have on the text? Keep experimenting with a number of variables. Rewrite from a different perspective, from a third person to a first person, for instance. Rewriting with all active or all passive voice sentences, and so on. This is what I want you to turn in. You don't have to turn in anything I have just said. Do those things, and then I want you to write a brief analysis of the effects of each change. Okay? So a paragraph would be fine, plenty. I don't want you guys to spend more than 15-20 minutes on this, okay? So all I want is a brief analysis of the effects of each change. Turn that in, and you guys are done. For Friday, of course, our final draft of our essay, our literacy narrative, is due in Canvas. I want to stress to make sure your formatting is on point. Those are easy points for you to get. Okay, that's why I stress these things. If the formatting's correct, because it's something easy to do, then you get those points. Make sure that you read through your paper. Correct any errors there. Easy points. Make sure that you have a title, and kind of not just literacy narrative. Make it a good title. Make it something interesting that has something to do with what you wrote about. Like, I'm trying to think of like, how much writing sucks. Even that, something simple like that, how you feel about it would be better than literacy narrative or no title at all. Make sure you get your last name and the page numbers up in that header. Again, the formatting MLA video is in Canvas if you need help with that. Let's see, what else? Make sure you're indenting your paragraphs. Each paragraph should be indented 0.5, I do believe. Again, that is in the video, MLA formatting. Make sure that everything is in Times New Roman 12-point font. Make sure that you are going into your paragraph setting, your tab at the top of Microsoft Paragraph, and you are putting double, and you are putting clicking the little box so that all the paragraphs are the same width apart. There's no extra spaces in there. And I think that's it, guys. I don't think we have anything else. Again, if you have any questions or you need anything, of course, don't hesitate to email me. If you want to Zoom, let me know when. I can send you a link and we can Zoom for 5-10 minutes if you need any help. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. Have a good day. Stay safe, stay warm, and reach out if you need me. Thanks, guys.